What's going on, Solid Steppers? This is Miss Ward coming to you. Right now, I have the opportunity to sit with one of my favorite mentors, the reason why I'm in the game, and that's Mr. Michael Sneed, founder of Appliance Boot Camp. He's here with us at the Richmond One-Day Conference here in Richmond, Virginia with Service Alliance Group. So I'm just snatching him from the crew for a minute just to have a conversation with him and bring it to you guys. So, Mike, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, doing great. Came up today. I didn't know quite what to expect coming here, but I'm so glad I came. I got to see you and so many other alumni. It is very, very good.
All right. Well, Mike, we're going to get right down to business. We don't want to take up too much of your time. So, Mike, let's talk about the beginning for you. First of all, we want to know, where did the phenomenal idea Appliance Boot Camp come from?
Oh man, Appliance Boot Camp. I kind of stumbled into it. I had an investment group where we were actually, me and 10 of my friends, it was 10 of us, with 9 of my friends. We were coming together and we were trying to figure out how to make generational wealth. I had 2 business partners that were from India, and every weekend they would come to our actual store, and I would see them riding around. It'd be like 10 or 12 of them together, and they'd be going out looking at all their different businesses. And I said I wanted to do that with my friends. So my friends and I, we started an investment group, and one of the things that we were looking to do was maybe purchase some tractor trailers or doing some carrier service. At that time, I think FedEx was going to be selling off some of their markets, and we kind of wanted to know what the carrier business was like. I saw JT Hustles on YouTube. He was talking about the carrier business. I reached out to JT. I bought his book. Just wanted to ask him some questions so I could go report back to the group. From there, JT and I talked, and JT wanted to come out. I was doing that time I was doing real estate, what they call buy back the block. I was buying houses and stuff in Rocky Mount. And JT came out and just recorded me, and I told him I had to get back because I had these high school kids coming over to my shop, and that I was teaching them how to repair appliances. JT came, recorded that. From there, he said he liked that better than the other stuff, and he put it on YouTube, on his YouTube channel, and that's where Appliance Boot Camp started. People saw that, and they wanted me to teach them how to repair appliances, and we just put together a class and see if it would work. And here it is now, 4 years later, and y'all have really came in and just flipped the industry over, just flipped it over.
Well, we, as always, are always so grateful for the fact that you were the catalyst and that you answered the call. So let's talk a little bit about your appliance repair journey. Mm-hmm. How did you even get into appliance repair?
When I was in college, I worked at Sears as an appliance repairman. One of the best jobs I had, because at that time they gave me a service van. I was able to do the weekends, afternoons, and I was on call. And I learned to repair appliances that way.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I also know that you went to college and you got a degree in electronic technology. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I went to North Carolina A&T. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in electronics and computer technology. After graduating, I went to work at a company called Data General. I was a test engineer there. From there, I went to work at a company called Nortel. I was a test engineer there also. And from there, that's when I got laid off. From there, that's when I started my appliance repair business after getting laid off as an engineer.
So the laid off experience, how did that affect you as back in that area? I mean, did you have any additional responsibilities, or was it just you?
Oh, no. I had just got married, just built a new house. We just had our first child. And here it is, I'm unemployed. And at that time, everybody that was engineers was somewhat unemployed. We just went through the dot-com burst. And from that dot-com burst, a lot of people then were saying, no, you shouldn't have majored in electronics. You shouldn't have majored in engineering. You should have majored in textile. I mean, people were telling me that. You always had a job. But no, I had a wife and kids that I needed to support, that I wanted to support. And felt like at that point I felt like less than a man, because here it is, I can't go out and work, even though I was going out to companies asking, could I work for free? Say, hey, you gotta pay me, let me come in and work for you for like a month or two, show you what I can do, and then if y'all have anything, y'all can hire me. I couldn't even work for free to prove myself. I would come back home in the afternoons after going out looking for jobs all day, and I would see the electricians, the plumbers, and the HVAC people. They were mad because they hadn't had a day off in about 2 years. And the more I talked to them, I found out some of them couldn't speak English. Some of them barely graduated from high school, and they're making more money than I was making as an engineer. I was like, now what's going on? Now, here it is. You done got a bachelor's degree. You've been an engineer. You've been developing circuits. You know how to write all this code. You know all this stuff that's supposedly be a shield from unemployment for you, and you can't even work for free. But here these guys doing the skilled trades, they making twice the money you were making, and they had a day off in a couple of years. So I asked one of the contractors there if I went and got my electrical license, if I could wire houses for them. And at that time, you had to take the test like once a year. So he was like, yeah, if you take the test and you pass, you get your contractor's license, you can wire all my houses. So I was like, bet. So I started the process of getting my paperwork together. Back in when I was in high school, I was probably one of the last generations where they had the skilled trades in high school, where you could take plumbing, electrical, auto mechanics, brick mason. I took electrical wiring in high school, and the time that I had taken that in high school and worked with my electrical teacher, it gave me enough time to go take the test. So at that point, I got bit by the entrepreneur bug. So for a whole year, I was unemployed. I was constantly looking for jobs, and I was constantly depressed and all that stuff. And like instantly, when I said I'm going to start my own business, all that, the whole weight of the world just came off of me because now I had a plan. And I remember I started studying for the electrical test, and I wanted to know more about business, how to start a business. And my wife and I go to the grocery store. I pick up a magazine while we buying groceries, small business magazine. And on the magazine, they're telling like the top 5 or top 10 small businesses to start. And the very one at the very top was appliance repair. And the light bulb went off because even though I had been laid off for a whole year, every day I was fixing I was fixing my neighbors, my friends, and family appliances, but I just wasn't charging them. Every day somebody was calling me to fix their appliance or telling them how to fix their appliances, but I just wasn't charging them. So as soon as I saw that, I told my wife, hey, let's buy these groceries. We went to Office Max. I went and printed out some flyers that said, appliance repair, all the different appliances, washer, dryers, microwave, dishwasher, and service call fee, I think, was $45 back then, or even $50. Put my little phone number on there, and we went out to a neighborhood. Her and my son, they was in the front of my little truck. I'm riding on the tailgate, and I just went around to every house and just put that flyer on their mailbox. And by the time we got back home, I had enough calls on my answering service to actually go to work for that week, and that's how I started my appliance repair business.
That's awesome. So, Mike, when you started the business, did you just drop in and understand the back end and, profit and loss and that type of thing? Did you know how to structure a business?
No, Lord knows, I didn't know anything about a business, nothing. And back then, it wasn't no YouTube wasn't even around, and so it wasn't nothing you could see on YouTube. The internet was just really coming to life, and we really didn't know what to do with it. You might have somebody had a MySpace page, and most of the time with your web pages and stuff, we didn't think you could make any money. It was just something people just wanted to have. Most people had web pages and stuff for personal ads to try to get dates and whatnot, but it was nothing we saw business could actually take advantage of. And I didn't know anything about business. No, you started getting books. I would go to Barnes and Nobles and Borders, and I go into the business section and start reading books. But I didn't know anything about business. The only way you could learn business then, and pretty much the same today, you had to have a mentor. And so I remember one of my first mentors. He had a radio show, so it wasn't YouTube, but every morning on AM radio, he would come on and he would talk about entrepreneurship, business. And he wasn't but like a year or two older than I was, but he had a mentor up in Philadelphia. He went to work after college. We went to the same college. He went to work selling cars for this guy. The guy that trained him was a guy named Fred Beams up in Philadelphia, and he taught him entrepreneurship. And this guy had came back and had opened up a car dealership, and they had him on the radio talking about entrepreneurship. and I would listen to him every day. And I thought I was just like him. Both of us in business. It was funny. I thought we were the same because I'm thinking I'm running a business, and I hear him talk about entrepreneurship. So hey, we the same. And my little sister-in-law, she wanted to go to school to like at that time to do like radio and stuff. So I reached out to him through some mutual friends and say, hey, ask him, can I bring my sister-in-law up there just because she was like in middle school, just to see what they do on radio and stuff. He was like, yeah, come on up, and I'll let her run the show one day. So he let her come up, and they co-host the show together. It was real good. After the show, him and I standing outside in the lobby, and I'm telling, I'm just there, want to have a conversation about business, and both of us went to the same university. We just want to talk, and he kind of giving me the cold shoulder. I'm like, what's going on here, And so finally, I told him, I said, we went to the same university, and I run my business. I run a business too. He was like, you're not no businessman. I was like, I am a businessman. No, you're not. I said, I am. He said, what's on the balance sheet? I was like, what? What's on the income statement? I didn't know. So he was like, man, you ain't no businessman. I had gave him a card, and the card, it like somebody just printed it out on the inkjet printer. He was like, look at this BS, man. Here's my card. So when I left, when he walked off and left, I felt that big. I was like, God, no. He just checked me, and I realized I didn't know anything about business and stuff. So I went then and got a book on how to understand financial statements and all that, and I started studying about financial statements and whatnot. So I said, next time I see this guy, I'm going to tell him what's on the balance sheet, what's on the income statement. So about maybe 3 months later, he does a father and daughter dance. I go to the father and daughter dance, and afterwards, I'm one of the last people to leave. I want him to ask me this question again. And he's I'm helping him clean up and get the coats and stuff. And finally, he come over and ask me, what's up, man? You're a businessman now? I said, yeah, I'm a businessman. You sure? Yeah. What's your cost for doing business? I had never even heard it. What? Man, you ain't no businessman. I thought you was a businessman. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, well, I got a couple of guys that's going to be coming over to my house. I'm going to be mentoring them, showing them about business. If you're serious about this thing, you can come in. I'll teach you all about business. So that's what we done. So for about 3 to 6 months, we went to his house like 3 times a week, and he helped all of us get our businesses in order, taught us how businesses operate, showed us how to actually interact with the community and stuff. And from there, that's how I learned how to truly run a business. And that put me on to my entrepreneurship journey. Because from there, he actually told me about the Ashleys. I didn't know anything about Ashleys. He was like, you got to go. He taught me just the basics of how to get into entrepreneurship. But he said the stuff that you really need to know, you're going to have to go over into your trade organization and let them teach you. Because I don't know how your business operates and all the nuances. And same thing that you all are doing. Where you all are now are getting together and y'all are actually teaching the people coming in behind you all how this actual appliance stuff works and how the appliance business does. And so that's kind of why I look at myself kind of like my old mentor, Joel Wiggins, where I actually, when you come to the Appliance Boot Camp, I give you just the very basics, but then you need to come and you need to talk to Ms. Ward and them and get into these conferences and let them teach you all the real stuff of how business really operates. You know how to fix appliances. You know how to just get your feet totally wet. You have not really learned how a business works. You have to come to these seminars, these conferences, to really grow your business and learn how business really operates.
So, Mike, you have one reason why I'm so proud to call you my mentor is because I've watched you not just do the appliance repair game at a certain level consistently in a humble manner, but I watch you on the real estate side, I watch you in the ice cream side, and I've watched how methodical you are with every business. So my question to you is when you were working in the appliance repair industry, there were some areas where you hit some potholes and some challenges. First of all, what were some of those experiences and how did you stay in the game? Because we babies in the game and we want to give up every day. You know,
Right.
people listen to my channel. They be like, Miss Ward, I see them all around the conference. They like, Miss Ward, I don't even want to go do a job, but then I hear you. I be like, Miss Ward, go do it. I can go do it.
Yeah.
You know, so how were you able to maintain?
Wow. Okay. Potholes. I probably hit every pothole you can think of. I've hit and done. And what happened once you become once you get going into entrepreneurship, and the first time you realize that you are totally in control of your own destiny, you can make your own money, and you got total control of your time and your life, and somewhat, with the appliance repair. It's almost impossible for you to go back and go work for somebody else. And my mindset had changed so much, I couldn't go back and work for nobody else. It was just, I had to keep going. I loved it. Even the challenges I hit. You talking about potholes and like they talking about their SOPs and hiring people. I never forget. My second year in, this when I had met Mr. Joel. I go there and I got about maybe 6 or 7 people working for me. We doing all the installs for Sears, Lowe's, Home Depot, H Gregg, Best Buy. I've got all. We doing like I'm running my electrical business too. We doing all the rehab for what is it, Triton Homes and all that stuff. I'm doing it, and old Mike Sneed, hey, I'm good. I'm doing this Robert Kiyosaki thing where I'm doing other people time, other people money. I'm going out and I called out to the Ford dealership. Hey, I need a box truck. Okay, Mr. Sneed, when you want it? I don't know. I'll send somebody down there and just give me a box truck. Okay. Yeah, okay, Mr. Sneed, we'll have it ready for you. All right, when you come to get it, I ain't got time. I'll send somebody to come get it. Just have it ready. So I was doing stuff like that, buying all these new trucks, had all these people, didn't have not the first SOP. We've
all been there.
Oh my God. Everything I thought was going good. Then all of a sudden, it was just like all of it hit all at one time. I got a call one morning. My kitchen flooded. Oh, what? Okay. Let me go out there and we get somebody go look at it. 5 minutes later, I got a call. My kitchen flooded. 5 minutes later, I got to call my kitchen. I in a day's time, I probably got 10 to 20 calls where people woke up that next morning and their whole kitchen had flooded. What happened? I had one of the installers, instead of them using, even though the stores gave them a stainless steel dishwashing line to put on, they decided they had went out and bought this whole big thing of plastic flex, and then he put the metal sleeve and compression ring and nut on it, and it worked good during the summertime. But as soon as that temperature dropped and the flex kind of contracted a little bit, the water pressure pushed it out from the dishwasher that night and flooded all of these kitchens. And it got to the point. Even now, my heart kind of jumps. It got to the point. I remember going upstairs in my bedroom, in our bonus room, and got in the fetal position in the bed. I said, "What in the world have I done?" Because every time we would go out there as a kitchen, it was going to be the 10,000, 15,000, and then after a while, after about 3 or 4, your insurance company said, "Forget this. You doing we ain't covering no more because you got these people going out here and the work you doing, the substance." So they got to the point they won't pay it. And so now you got the sheriff coming with lawsuits. Not let you do it. So I had all of that, and that's really at the time I had met Mr. Joel. Luckily, I had met him, and from there, he kind of coached me through that, and said you got to break it all the way back down. Kind of like we was in there, they're talking about the jingle stuff. I didn't have to stack another block on top of it. I just had to come push everything down. I took my whole business and pushed it down. I had to fire everybody, and I had to get back into the truck. When I jumped back in the truck, that's where Appliance Boot Camp came in. What y'all, the stuff that I gave y'all, that's exactly how I actually ran that business back up and got it built back up, and that's what pulled me out. I was able. I think we had maybe 150, maybe $160,000 in lawsuits that I had to get. within maybe 2 years, I had paid all of it back, everything off, and was back straight following down Appliance Boot Camp. So that's how I know it worked, because it pulled me out of there. So from there, I never built it back up where I had. I was afraid of employees after that. I didn't want any more. I didn't want to see another employee after that. And so with that, I always stayed where maybe about 2 people. I have myself and maybe 2 other subs running. And so with that, that's what I tell people. If you want to know how to run it with 2 or less people, I can teach you how to do that. If you want to go more than that, you have to come over here, talk to Miss Ward and all these other people who are now running with a lot more text. They can teach you how to do that. But I can get you in the game, get you started, but you need to get up under another mentor to tell you how to actually grow to 5 and more technicians. Because I've never done it, I can't tell you how to do it.
Well, then talk to us about your other industries you're in. Like, how did you get into the ice cream, and how do you pick?
Mm-hmm.
Because you seem to be very methodical.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a lot of stuff you pick be stuff that can be handled by one person
Mm-hmm.
and expanded a certain way
Mm-hmm.
with minimal risk. So how do you pick?
Okay, the businesses I pick, I want a business that's going to generate anywhere between $400 to $1,000 per day. If I can get $400 to $1,000 per day out of a business, it's not going to require me to have to put a lot of money in. I say a lot of money for me. I need to be somewhere below $50,000 because that's all the money I got to play. I got about $50,000 that I can put out there on the table and play with it, and then I have to get it back real quick because I go above that, it's going to hurt me and my family. And I'm in my later years. I'm 51 now, so I can't go out here and take out a crazy loan and all that. So that's what I look to do. I want something that doesn't require special licenses, doesn't require a lot of training and stuff. And from there, I just started looking for stuff. And the thing I'm doing now is ice cream. And the way I got into the ice cream, I have a son that's artistic, and we was looking for something for him to do once he graduated from high school. And I had thought about doing like the shades ice. With that, I thought it would be repetitious enough, and I thought it would be something easier enough for him to be able to grasp and go. But the more research I've done with it, it's a nice business, but it's a little bit more seasonal. The shaved ice, and I didn't like the product, so I was gonna be doing a business that I didn't particularly like. So I said I don't quite like that. But every weekend we would go up to a place called Two Roosters in Raleigh, and we'd buy homemade ice cream. So that'll be our thing. If we're going through Raleigh, you're either gonna hit Krispy Kreme or we're gonna hit Two Roosters. So we were going. And so I started looking at that. So maybe about the homemade ice cream. Then I started looking. And I found out that it was an actual ice cream boot camp. Shout out to Mr. Jeff Marco with Mystic Ice Cream. He does the same thing I do with the Appliance Boot Camp. He has an ice cream boot camp. So I was able to send my son down there, and his sisters were going to college, and he wanted to go somewhere. I call it that wanderlust. He wanted to be going somewhere. So he got to go down to Florida, Daytona Beach for like a week, go to the ice cream school. At the same time, I bought the business plan, and we just put it together. Him and I put the ice cream parlor together, and I found out that it have somewhat the same similarities as appliance repair. It's something not many people know about. That's pretty much recession proof, and it's something that generates enough money for me to actually do my retirement. So that's kind of where that's where I'm at now. I'm doing my actual retirement there. The real estate that I got into, that came along with my actual business partners, Abdul and Ron. They're from India. And like I say, I would see them go around every weekend, and they'll go to all their different businesses and mainly their property. So their businesses, they actually would buy property, but a lot of times what they would do, they'll buy these failed shopping centers. So they go to a shopping center that went bankrupt. So like a Walmart. Walmart doesn't quite own the property. They lease the property, and what they do when they build it out, they'll build all these little art parcels, all those little small buildings around it, and they'll tell the person who owns the property they have to have so much. They got to have so much businesses within there, or else they're not going to pay the rent. So they'll tell them they got to have 90% occupancy over there. If they fall below 90%, Walmart ain't going to pay them the rent. So what they'll do, they'll go over to an underserved neighborhood where a shopping center is going down, they'll buy it, and then they'll just take their kids and family and just throw businesses in there. So they just won't get Walmart to start paying rent. And then from there, they will make their money once the Walmart start back paying the rent. And they put the businesses in. Then everybody else around the area start coming in and think, oh, this place now is getting changed around. Start putting money there, and then they will actually then be able to take the money from them, because the business they put in run. They make money off the businesses, but not only that, they'd be able to take money out, take equity out of the buildings and stuff, and use that to do other investments. So from there, I kind of watched what they done, and I said, okay, I can do the same thing. That was one of the things they told me. Never buy one building in the area, buy two. That way, once you get one of them going and get up and going, somebody else will come and start working with you, and it works. I've done that in Selma. Now the whole town of Selma has really flipped, and everybody now, no, I was stupid for buying that building in Selma. Now everybody said, man, you were smart. You got here early. So, I just bought some property in Rocky Mount, some commercial property, and I'm starting on that. And I got a commercial property that I'm putting an ice cream parlor on. Then I have two houses on the other side of it that I'm working on. And then I just go out there last week, and I see Dollar General bought the property right in front of me, and and they they out there doing their soil samples and stuff. And I go out there, and he tell me, yeah, we bought it, and they figuring out how they're gonna do the parking lot and all that. So I got them come right in front of me. So and so it's great. And so with that, like I say, Abdul and Ron told me to about buying property. Commercial property, looking at the going to the DMV, the DOT website, and see how many cars passing through.
Yeah.
So then, from there, he was telling me, which I knew, but I thought it was always the worst thing in the world. Back in the days when we were thriving as African Americans, they cut those freeways right through the middle of our communities. And it was bad then to have high traffic, but now people love it. McDonald's, Wendy's, Dollar General, they want those highways that's coming through our community with all that traffic. So you can actually buy something for little or nothing. I'll pay you $5,000 for that lot. I can set my little ice cream parlor in there, and they get 1,000 cars a day. That's like having 1,000 people come look at your YouTube channel, every day. And if I had 1,000 people looking at Appliance Boot Camp YouTube channel every day, I feel Lord the money I can make. But the same thing with the ice cream, all I need is to get about maybe about 10% of those cars coming through there, and I'll be good. And that's something that they can't, like YouTube, where they can throttle you back. They can't throttle those cars back in my neighborhood with my people, so it's good.
So that's the beautiful thing, though. So you said a whole mouthful. First of all, relationships. Talking about Ron and Abdul and things of that nature, that relationship. And that's what I mean about people have to be very careful about the relationships they choose. Because if you're not growing in a relationship, why do you have it?
Right.
And now they've imparted so much on you. You imparted to me, others, and people who watch the channel. But then you are not only a guru, you're a doer. You get out here and do it. Like, so many people would have been hesitant to buy commercial property in Rocky Mountain. It ain't like you live around the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But because you had the vision and you watched people around you do it, you follow me? And you ordered your steps. I mean, from the data, gathering the data, from going to the DOT site, understanding how that works. Like I'm always telling people, if Publix or certain places are breaking ground, they already did the demographic game. You just need to follow their lead.
Right.
So I think that's awesome. So we're gonna wrap this up, Mike. I know I got to give you back to the world, but I wanted you a couple of things. One, where do you think the appliance repair or home service industry is going? And if you were starting a business, what would your advice be to someone?
Appliance repair. I think the money is going to be going up higher in the appliance repair business. But I think regulations is coming. Because I think the regulations are coming because what's happened. The cat is out the bag now. Everybody knows the money that you can make with appliance repair. So I think that not only does the gatekeepers in the industry want to throttle back competition, I think also the cities and the government want to. I think they're gonna be doing kind of like what they do with the electrical now, where they put they got the technology now where they put these little tags on it, so that if you go in there and you're going to do some electrical work and I don't have to pull the meter, used to be I could pull the meter with no problem. As soon as you pull the meter now, it's sending a signal down there to downtown, and the inspector going to be up there in 5 minutes. Want to know have you pulled a permit? And then once you say no, I ain't pulled no permit, you're gonna get fined. And now the inspector now got the ability to walk inside and look at everything that's going on. So now he's not only going to, we got this plumbing problem here, you got this here. So now they're going to hit you for all that stuff and make you reliable. I think they're going to start doing the same thing with the dishwashers. That's kind of why they had to go to and start putting the plugs on the dishwasher, because they was going that way. Say, hey, that thing, that dishwasher is hardwired in. You need an electrical contractor's license or some type of special appliance repair license in order to work with it. And we got to regulate it. We're going to start giving you a test, and you got to start pulling permits if you want to get that dishwasher fixed. So I think all that stuff is coming down the line where you're going to have that type of stuff. And if I was with that, you want to get in now so you can be grandfathered in. You don't want to wait. If I was starting a business now, I would definitely go to the appliance repair business, get in, and I would do it the exact same way. I would do it the exact same way. I would be a little bit more, maybe a little bit more strategic, because the technology now has made the world so small. I thought I just had to be in Clayton, North Carolina, in my neighborhood repairing appliances. I like the way Miss Ward does it, where she sees the hot spots and goes to those hot spots and pull the money out of there and get maximum amount of revenue. And what she was able to do in 2 years, it took me 4 or 5 years to do, to come halfway close to what she was doing. So that type of stuff, I'll be a little bit more strategic about it. And I would not just limit myself to thinking I just have to stay in Clayton, North Carolina.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So one more thing now, it is being said, I had a conversation with a regional at one of the major appliance repair companies. That region, that particular, not appliance repair, but appliance parts houses, and they recently expanded out into commercial, and they're covering plumbing and all kind of stuff now. And from where they're looking, they're seeing the trend where you're going to have to be able to go in the house and basically fix the plumbing, the electric, do those type of repairs. How should someone prepare for that and be able to position themselves in a way where they can provide elite service, but not be in a liable position?
Okay. That's going to kind of fall within some of the different states. Some states, if you go past the shut-off valve, you have a plumber's board looking at you. If you go past the outlet and electrical contractor boards come in, they'd be worse than the Internal Revenue Service. They pay those people to make sure nobody's coming in and getting their money, and they'll take you to court. They'll take you to their own court, and they make problems for you. But so you're gonna have to end up having to do some type of get some type of license. Or what they normally do in most industries, they give you some type of special purpose license, where they'll say, okay, if you're working on you got to apply special purpose, and then they allow you to cross over a little bit more into the electrical and to the plumbing. But so that way you'll be covered. But if you're taking appliance repair, they'll automatically introduce you to that stuff. Especially if you're doing like dishwasher installs and stuff, there's going to come a time where you're going to hit a shut-off valve, and it's going to break. And you better have you some sharp bites, or you better learn how to actually install, get your crimping tool and learn how to crimp them on, because you're gonna need to know how to do that. It just leads you to it. Same thing. You're gonna be doing a range or something like that, and next thing you know, you're gonna trip the breaker. So you're gonna need to know where that breaker is at and how to go back and trip it and all that. So doing appliance repair actually introduce you to those other skilled trades. And like I say, what I've wanted to see us do, the next generation coming behind you, I would like to see them actually going out getting those contractors license. If you can get those contractors license, I'm telling you, please, please go get those contractors license. If you have a grandson or a granddaughter or a niece, anybody who has the capacity to actually go take one of those tests or standardized tests and pass it, put your money behind them. Just tell them, hey, I'm gonna let you go work for this plumbing company for like 3 or 4 years. They might not pay you what you're gonna make right out of college, but I'll supplement it for you. Just I need you to go there, work for them, just so you can get on the books. Say you can go take the test. After you take that test, you bring that license back here with me, and from there, now your company has that license, and that's to go from generation to generation. And you take every person in your family and you got to preach it to them. I didn't do that with my family enough, preaching it to them. Go get this contractor's license, because what happened, we're looking and we're thinking, oh, John Boy, his dad owned a plumbing company, but now John Boy, he's doing architectural engineering for another company. He don't care nothing about plumbing. That's a lie. He has his plumber's license, but he's doing what we call license holder. He's actually selling those plumbing licenses to major companies like Best Buy and Sears. They're paying them $100,000 a year just to have their contractor's license to be able to go in here to do the appliance and stuff repair. And so we got to start doing that stuff, and then we can actually then start bringing those licenses into our company and going out bidding on those major jobs and stuff. And I don't know. I think in some states you might be able to get a contractor's license, then go get reciprocity some other places.
Exactly, and that's the thing. This is why this is the difference between our generation and the new generation. The new generation, their favorite word is "what's the play." So we getting ready to tell y'all to play. Find the states that you don't need the years in, and there are a few. We ain't gonna put them out here. You're gonna have to do some work. Google it. You can go in and get those licenses, and then you need to be able to move strategically and know how to utilize those licenses. Because we know some of y'all don't want to wait the 3 to 4 years, but let me tell y'all something about that learning curve. Easy come, easy go. You got to understand whatever you accomplish and whatever you achieve, there's a price for that. At some point, you have to pay. But you got to take this information, because a lot of y'all love YouTube University. Mike just gave y'all a whole come up. That is a whole come up to go get your license, structure your business and fashion it in such a way where you can use that license to come up. But you got to be responsible with it. It ain't what you think, and that's the thing y'all got to understand, because at the end of the day, both him, me, and Mike got gray hair. Right. And people tried to tell us stuff and we wasn't listening. I remember when I first started, man, it's like people were like, Miss Ward, why are you moving like that? Why are you thinking like that?
Stuff y'all do with y'all companies and stuff. The appliance repair field, y'all got, it's in good hands with you all. It's in great hands with you all. And I'm just so proud of what you all are doing. And just keep up the work. And thank you.
Well, I received that, Mike, and y'all know how it is. What's my favorite word? Let's go get it. Miss Ward and Mike signing out. Be blessed.